Found an opponent. We got sniped by Dan. Is Dan even in chat? Dan's not in chat, actually. Okay, never mind. So I don't know if Dan is testing combo shops or maybe Doomsday or Hogak. We'll have to find out. But this is going to be round 4 of a vintage league with whatever we're calling our deck. Keep classic ancestral Thalia hand. All right. There's no island in my deck, so I can't fetch a basic land. So we're just going to go to their upkeep and cast Ancestral Recall. The reason we do that is to play around Force of Negation, and because if we were to cast Ancestral Recall and successfully resolve it, we would have 8 cards in hand, and then we would have to pitch to hand size unless we drew a Moxen. So we wouldn't have drawn a Moxen, but you definitely want to play around Force of Negation when you can. Pretty happy with what we have going on, depending on what Dan is playing. Thalia and Archon are quite good against Doomsday. So I think we're in pretty decent shape. Archon is a incredibly powerful card in Vintage. The problem with Archon is typically it's quite hard to find a shell that Archon fits in. There's just not a lot of shells that really support that kind of playstyle that are powerful. Yeah, obviously, if we had a cavern, we would be in very good shape against the basic island deck for sure. But without a cavern, we're just gonna have to run our spells in. We'll have to figure out if we want to slam Archon or play around Days by playing Sapphire Thalia. I don't know. We'll have to see. Oh, opponent has mana crypts, so I wonder if it's. Oh, it's DPS. Okay. I know that Dan was trying DPS as well, so we're gonna slam Archon over Thalia. I think Archon should be more effective. Oh, they just got rid of their Chain of Vapor. Wow, that's really good for us. They had a main deck Chain of Vapor in their hand, but they imprinted it onto Chrome Lock. So I assume this is gonna get Ancestral Recall or Tinker. It is gonna get Tinker, and Tinker is gonna get Citadel. I think the Archon will be better here. This week we're playing Survival's crazy top 8 list. It is a wild Jeskai prison thing. I think the Archon should be better than the Thalia, and then we'll follow up next turn with Thalia Channeler, and we probably are in a really good spot in this game. I doubt opponent plays more than one Chain of Vapor, so it's very likely this Archon can't be removed by opponent's deck, and we might just win off the back of these two hate bears. Dan is lamenting the fact that he imprinted his Chain of Vapor. No, I didn't know Archon was symmetrical, so we'll just play Thalia next turn. I don't read this card. Come on now. Why is this symmetrical? This is 2020. We don't make symmetrical hate bears. Oh, part of it is symmetrical. He says he doesn't think he has an out to this. There are a lot of decks that actually just don't have outs to Archon. Doomsday has a hard time with Archon. I think it's mostly Doomsday has a hard time with Archon, but yeah, after pinning this chain, yeah, I think it's too much. That might be just game. That might be game. Dan is going through his list to see. All right, the Tinker's happening. I assume we're tinkering this crypt away into a Bolas' Citadel. They won't be able to cast any more spells off the Bolas Citadel this turn. They can cast spells on our turn, obviously. Had tapped Polluted Delta. You'll love to see it. Did I just waste that shit? Thalia. I mean, I don't think they have a non-basic. Well, they probably have a swamp, actually. Yeah, they probably have a swamp. Just get that. It would take them a long time because they can only cast one spell per turn, so I think that the Archon is because opponent imprinted the chain, I think the Archon is just game. Kind of crazy. Kind of wild. And that's not very good. Play a Channeler. That's a 2-turn clock, depending on what they play off their Citadel. Yeah, I think that vintage has been growing recently. Earlier in this year, you would not find more than 100 people in a league, and I think we're usually around like 180 now, which is good. Vintage is very accessible on Magic Online, and I think it's probably one of the best formats right now. So I'm gonna bring in Graph Digger's Cage. Can we really bring in anything else against DPS Gully? We can theoretically bring in Crypt, and I mean, if they go for Tinker Pull the Citadel, Tinker Blightsteel, I guess we could bring in Containment Priests, but I'm not really thrilled with that. I think Null Rod's fine. I think Thorn's fine. Chalice is fine. Either Sworn Canonist is fine. Deafening Silence is fine. I don't think I want to buy Force. I think we have enough Artifact Hate. I think I just want to bring in Cage and Crypt. I don't think Priest for Blightsteel is what we need to do. We have outs to Blightsteel. I think we just take out Ensnaring Bridge. And we take out maybe Plains. Seems unnecessary. Try that. We're pretty pre-boarded for a matchup like this, I think. So, we should be able to beat a Blightsteel. What does this give us? This gives us a turn to Aethersworn on human. Is that going to be good enough? Probably not. I mean, we're probably heavily disadvantaged on the draw against this deck. They're a very powerful, fast combo deck. This one looks much better, though, right? Well, not exactly. I mean, these are all powerful hate cards, so I think we want to keep these ones. And I think I'm going to have to keep this. Maybe I can pitch the Arid Mesa. Yeah, this isn't great by any means, but at least it's something, I guess. I guess we're just going to die on turn 1. Is this going to be Citadel? Necro? So just a Citadel. All right. Well, if they brick and we draw Sapphire, Lavinia, that stops that. Time Walk. I think we're dead. All right, now we're dead. Okay. Maybe we want Containment Priest. I don't know. I'm not feeling it. We have Welder. We have tons of answers to either of those. I'm off that. Let's just get on the play. They had a casual 6 black mana for casual 6 black mana for the Bolas' Citadel. You'll love to see it. I mean, our deck doesn't really play any interaction, right? So hard to say. I mean, we have Mental Misstep, I guess. This one looks fine if we don't die on turn 1 again. Maybe we want a mulligan to try to find a Thalia turn 1. I guess we could technically do that. We do have full Moxen and 4 Thalia. I feel like we want to use our turn 1 efficiently, and to do that, I think we need to play a hate card on turn 1. So I'm going to use the power of the London Mulligan here and look for something better. Like this. This hand's great. We get to play turn 1 Thorn and then follow it up with turn 2 Archon. And then follow it up with everyone's favorite Lumi. So, I mean, pretty much unlosable, right? Yeah, this is a... It's hard for them to get a Blightstone into play from here, though. I don't want to play that now. Just have your one of all the hate cards. Oh my god, it puts the Underground Sea tapped. Oh my god, they had Fatal Push. They have Fatal Push in their sideboard? Shit, okay. I just turned on their Fatal Push. By Wastelanding, I turned on their Fatal Push. I don't know if I'm supposed to play around that. I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to. I mean, maybe I was supposed to attack first, clearly. Yeah, I guess I was supposed to attack first, but I was still gonna wasteland them at the end of that turn. So yeah, we're still welding, still welding. I mean, we still have a Thorn in play against DPS, so we're in a decent spot, and we have a clock with Lumi. So, but we can get Tinkered now into Blightsteel, so we're kind of in rough shape. So we could have dealt an extra 3 damage if I had played a little tighter, I guess. But yeah, I guess that was just a miss. It was like not a huge misplay, but it was, I'm always wastelanding there. So I should have done it at end of turn. Cage is good. Thalia's good. Got a lot of good draws. Dax good. Another Moxen is not good. All right, I got nothing. Kill me, Dan. Barely fast clock though. I can play a statue if I draw one. I can activate a Golos. All right, no action. I drew the Thalia. Okay, that's a solid draw. I think we're running fairly hot tonight. We're kind of cruising. I do have to. Should I just use this Lotus so that I can hold open Caracas? I don't think they would have more than one push. They could have more than one push. I'll eliminate or something, maybe. The only draws we're really hampering ourselves with are Karn and Statue. I think I'm supposed to crack off Lotus and play the Thalia. Statue would cost 7 with Thalia not in play. All right, so they have a Steel Sabotage for my Thorn, so it's a good thing I have a Thalia. 2-turn clock as well, so opponent really kind of needs to kill us this turn. This does cost 3. They have a lot of mana. Still not good against Tinker. This, I assume, gets an Ancestral Recall, which they can cast. Might get Chain. Could get Chain. If they get Chain, probably wouldn't be this turn. So it's Ancestral Recall if they think they can win through Thalia Thorn on the next turn. If they don't think they can win through Thalia Thorn, I think they need to get Chain of Vapor here. I mean, theoretically, they could get Ancestral looking for Tinker, right? Because Tinker Blightsteel will stop the Luminarch Aspirant. But I can go wide with the Luminarch Aspirant. They went for Mystical Tutor? Why? Are they just going to go for Tinker? No, I think I would rather them have to use their spell so that we can make sure we attack this turn. They went for Tinker. We want to start going wide this turn. We should beat Blightsteel, though, because of our Luminarch Aspirant. Wait a second. Lumi is going to beat Blightsteel here because between Lumi and Thalia, it goes wide. Oh my, no, Lumi, no, Lumi. Oh my, it's a vintage staple. We're just gotta say it how it is now, right? Wait, Luminarch Aspirant 4-0? Alright, honestly, this hasn't been terrible. It's not a high power, but it hasn't been terrible. It's done some reasonable things. Yeah, that's probably well, I mean, we would have been clocking a lot slower, Cho. We would have been clocking quite a bit slower. All right, yeah, I'm taking that one. That one looks good. Adcom, Lumi. That one looked good. All right, we're 4-0. Can we 5-0 with this gully pile? Gully pile. Survey says oh boy. I just need food, actually, Gully. That's all it really is. I guess it is almost bedtime, but